That is for people that hate themselves. Sorry about it. Miko Zilla. Miko Zilla. Hello, welcome back to my channel and another episode of opinions that nobody asked for. If you're new here, my name is Miko Zilla, but if you are a returning member, I apologize. It's been a couple weeks since I uploaded. I did have my wisdom teeth out. Don't recommend it. It was not fun. But I am back to share some opinions about pop culture, etc. This video is going to be kind of the spiritual successor to my unpopular opinions video, which if you haven't seen, check it out. I reached out to some of my friends asking for topics for a round of overrated versus underrated. Obligatory cap. Hey, are you having a good day? I asked my friends to give me some topics to react to. The topics are very random as a result, and I just want to say if you're one of these people that helped me out with topics for today's video, thank you so much. I love you guys. I also just want to say, quick disclaimer, this video is based entirely on my own opinion and nothing else. If you disagree with anything I say, it ain't that serious, hun, but please let me know in the comments below. So I guess we're just gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, the first topic we have to talk about is the movie The Breakfast Club. Thank you, Matt, for suggesting this because I absolutely love The Breakfast Club and would say that it's underrated. The kids today, I don't know if the kids have seen it. Even when I was growing up, I felt like I exposed a lot of people to this movie, and it's just a really good like coming of age story about some teenagers overcoming their differences, and I think it's beautiful. The next topic we're going to talk about is memes. Everybody knows memes, everybody saves memes, shares memes, has a favorite meme. They started out so innocuous, it would just be these serialized images with different captions, and at the heart of it, that's still what a meme is. But meme culture has gone so far that I have even started thinking in memes. Everything in life can be just reduced to a meme. I think it's gone a little bit too far. I'm gonna say that memes are overrated. Of course, there's plenty of memes that are like really funny, but how many terrible memes have you seen? And how many memes have you seen that are funny for like more than 1 second or for more than one viewing? Half the time somebody tries to share a meme, it's like, oh, I've already seen that. I don't know. Just my opinion. Alright, we're getting into a very big topic. We're talking about anime. First of all, anime in general is highly underrated. It's obviously getting more popular nowadays. Back when I was in school, you'd get made fun of for watching anime, and now really cool people like Megan Thee Stallion are into anime. It's definitely more popular now, but I still think it's underrated. That's some of the best content that's out there is anime. That being said, live action anime remakes, I have to say, are overrated. Who asked for this? Nobody wants it. I'm looking at you, Netflix. Cut it out. And now we're going to talk about alcohol. Alcohol, you know, it's a pretty big topic, so I'm gonna go into some specifics. IPAs. Overrated. Sometimes they're good, but sometimes they're just like literally too dry. Sometimes I like even get dry mouth from drinking too many IPAs. It's like not worth it. But sours, on the other hand, are underrated. Sours are delicious. There's so many exciting varieties. I love it. Light beer. Overrated. It tastes like water, rainwater, and it's not good. Just if you're needing to drink light beer, maybe just try like something else. Try something else. There's low-cal alcohol options out there, like hard seltzer, which I personally don't like seltzer. I think hard seltzer is overrated, especially White Claw. I'm more of a Truly brand kind of guy, and I like the lemonades, which I believe to be underrated. Not enough people drink the lemonades. Now we'll talk about hard liquor. Gin. Gin is the superior liquor, and it is highly underrated. You can mix gin with anything and it will be delicious. Whiskey, on the other hand, and bourbon, overrated. That is for people that hate themselves. Sorry about it. Top 40 radio, I believe to be highly overrated. Not to say that there aren't good artists out there on top 40. Like, I love obviously Billie Eilish and Dua Lipa, Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion. For me, top 40 radio is overrated because there's not enough of a cycle to get new songs in. It's like a song gets popular on the radio and that's all you hear for 8 months until you hate it. I never listen to the radio. I pretty much only listen to Spotify playlists. So I'm just gonna say top 40 radio overall is overrated, it's repetitive, and it's just not fun. There's so many great artists out there. Why not highlight some more different kinds of people? Okay, we're gonna talk about TikTok now. Some of the kids are gonna hate me for this, but I think that TikTok is overrated. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy TikTok, and that being said, follow me on TikTok at Miko Zilla. TikTok, I think, is overrated because while there are some genuinely funny and creative people on the app, I think that there is so much toxicity, and it's like teaching a whole new generation that snarkiness is like funny when it's really not. Being negative and nasty is not a personality, honey. Just like go outside. Don't bring your phone. Enjoy the day sometimes. TikTok, you fall down a rabbit hole and it's just, you could be there for hours and then you're like, what did I get out of this? Where did all that time go? I also think the TikTok algorithm tends to promote white people and traditionally attractive or like conventionally attractive people as opposed to like POC or queer creators or things of that nature. And like you literally will come across a video of a girl laying on her stomach doing absolutely nothing. She's not lip syncing, she's not telling a story, she's not telling a joke, she's just laying there and it gets like 1 million views. It's weird. Maybe I'm just being too old. I'm exposing myself as that old millennial, but TikTok, y'all, just take it as it is. It's not any greater or worse than any other social media. Alright, and now that I apparently needed to rant about TikTok, we're gonna go talk about musical artists. So musical artists, again, it depends on the specifics. If we're talking about a band like Crumb, extremely underrated. We love Crumb. But if we're talking about someone like Justin Bieber, that's overrated. And on the topic of male singers in general, I just think male singers are entirely overrated. If you think about female artists and what they have to do not only to attain that same level of fame but also to maintain that level of fame, we're talking creating a whole new era, a new sound, a new fashion style, a new everything to keep things exciting and going. It has to be exactly what your old fans want, but different enough to attract new fans and not alienate anyone. It's a lot of work. There's more work to being a top tier artist than just the music. And like male singers, I just feel are oftentimes very lazy about it. With the exception, there's always an exception of like Lil Nas X, underrated. This is a gay black man making banger pop music, being so like talked about and controversial but inspiring. He makes me very happy to have him like charting and being in the music scene in general. I think it's very inspiring to a younger generation that has been more expressive with their gender identities and more expressive with their fashion and just everything. Country music, overrated. There was a time and place back in the day, country and western was like classic, but now all country music is so superficial. Like it's just as superficial as what people think of like pop music. It's a very surface level. You got your tractor, you got your beer, you got your babes. That's the formula. And this is not a hot take, really. It's just a fact. Like why listen to country music when you can listen to Ally X or The Flaming Lips or Willow or Trans Violet, which is all extremely underrated. Our next category we're talking about is fast food. McDonald's, take it or leave it. It's not really over or under for me. It's baseline. Wendy's, underrated. Taco Bell, overrated. KFC, overrated. The KFC Double Down sandwich, just to make a quick side note, was KFC's attempt to play God. And you know what? They won. It was a masterclass in ingenuity and ambition. That being said, KFC as a whole, very overrated. I would not eat there. It's too upsetting to my little tummy. Panera Bread, underrated. They have some really nice stuff there, you guys. I just like bread, okay? Popeyes, overrated. Arby's, overrated. Does Arby's even exist? Have you ever seen anybody eating it at Arby's? Like, I don't think so. Any of your friends ever pull up with an Arby's bag? Doubt it. I need to see the receipts, okay? The actual receipts. Popular TV shows. I'm only gonna talk about a few of them. You guys, I know I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but The Office, you guys, is overrated. I'm sorry. Don't fight me. Listen, I love The Office too. I really do like it, but the first season is terrible. The last couple seasons are terrible. And while it's good, does it really deserve like cult status, like Arrested Development or something along those lines? There's so many other shows that I would prefer to watch, like Happy Endings, which is another show. I think it recently got added to Netflix. If you've never seen it before, it is so funny. It's like a group of friends, very similar to like New Girl, and it's so good, got canceled too early. Netflix, bring back Happy Endings. I'm directly addressing you again, Netflix, as your #1 viewer. I feel like you need to meet my demands, or at least take a meeting. I could be on your advertising team, whatever you need, okay, baby? Netflix, call me. We're also going to talk about Game of Thrones. Honestly, again, I liked it, but so overrated, you guys. It got so convoluted and so bad. After a while, I just started to check out. Too much going on. I lost interest so hard. Last show we'll talk about is The Legend of Korra, which is of course the follow-up to Nickelodeon's Avatar: The Last Airbender. And honestly, Korra has its issues, but I will say that I believe it to be very underrated because they did what they could given the constraints. In the original Avatar, they had a overarching storyline throughout the entire series, and they didn't really have that in Korra due to production restraints. They were only signed for 1 season at a time, so that's why each season kind of feels different. But the amount of world building that they did, I thought they progressed the story of the Avatar very well, and of course I love the lesbianist ending with her, and I think the character's name is Asami, going on their little spirit honeymoon vacation together at the very end of the series. Makes me so happy. The inclusivity is great. We're gonna talk about movies. First movies we're gonna talk about is Disney movies. I know I said in my unpopular opinions video that I don't like Disney movies, but that was, you know, generalization. Let's talk about some specifics that were recommended to me to react to in this video. Thank you, Allie. The Lion King 2. I have to say, highly underrated. This was one of my favorite movies growing up. Kovu, iconic movie, so good. The Emperor's New Groove, also underrated. I'd consider this like one of the classics from my childhood, and one of the only ones that I would ever really watch or rewatch. I think it's so funny, and not even because of Kuzco, but because of Yzma and Kronk. The two most iconic characters of any Disney movie ever. The Little Mermaid 2. Surprisingly, yet another underrated film. It's kind of the reverse of what happens in the first one, where Ariel wants to be human, while her daughter wants to be a mermaid, which is way more relatable than wanting to be human. Who wants that? Bitch, you were the princess of the ocean, and you left? No, sorry Ariel, you had shit backwards, your daughter had it right, and I think her name was Melody. Still on the topic of Disney movies, live action remakes. Overrated! Can we just stop, you guys? Can we just stop? Nobody wants it, nobody likes it. Mulan, for example. There's ain't no Mushu in that movie. You have to know what the appeal of the movie is, what people like about it, and not remove everything of that from the live action remake just to seem more realistic or like edgy or whatever. I think they're cash grabs and I think it must be stopped. That being said, I did see Cruella and I actually enjoyed it, especially the fashion mama. Harry Potter, extremely overrated. I'll tell you why. I love Harry Potter as much as the next millennial growing up. I've seen all the movies, I own all the books, I had all the merch, but you know what? It's time. And it says, I'm really sorry, fellow millennials, but it's time to let Harry Potter go. You had years to enjoy it. It's time to let it go, baby. Because J.K. Rowling, transphobic, we don't stand and we don't support. I mean, it's okay to still like Harry Potter as long as you're not giving J.K. Rowling her bag anymore. Don't financially support her. Don't get the officially licensed merch. Buy all your books and merch and movies secondhand or torrent them. I don't care. Not me telling you to do something illegal. I mean, allegedly. I was asked to talk about the Twilight Saga. You know, overrated. I have to stand by my opinion. I'm really sorry, okay? I know Twilight has like a huge cult following and it's having a cultural resurgence right now, but you know what? I just can't. The books were so bad and I never even saw all the movies, so that should tell you everything you need to know. The last thing about movies, I'm going to talk about Marvel movies. Marvel movies are extremely overrated. You know, when is enough enough? It's so cash grabby, and I just don't understand how everybody suddenly went from making fun of like comic books and superheroes to flash forward 20 years later, it's the biggest thing ever. Everyone's obsessed with MCU versus DC. The DC movies, same shit to me. Like, I don't care about superheroes. The only good one is Spider-Man, and even that they can't make a decision on. They had to pick 4 different Spider-Men. I can't keep up, you guys. I can't bring myself to care. I wish that Marvel movies weren't all interconnected because I much more enjoyed one-off movies. Like when the Spider-Man first came out, it wasn't part of a larger scheme. It was just a standalone movie. I miss that. Bring that back, okay, Marvel? All right, we're gonna talk about something very important, which is scratch and sniff stickers. This is another topic recommended to me. Scratch and sniff stickers, extremely underrated. Bring that shit back. I think not even just stickers even, like make more things scratch and sniff. Like, why can't my water bottle be scratch and sniff? Why can't my phone be scratch and sniff? Why can't my cat be scratch and sniff? I mean, I guess you could scratch and or sniff just about anything, but like, is it gonna be worth it? Just bring it back, you guys. We could do like a Garbage Pail Kids X scratch and sniff where you don't know if it's gonna be like a nice smell or a smelly smell or a smelly smell that smells smelly. Think about it. Award shows. Great topic. Thanks, Ryan. Award shows are incredibly stupid in general. Just the whole concept of rich people rewarding other rich people for doing rich people shit that they didn't do by themselves. I don't care. I'm interested to see who wins, but I'm not gonna sit there for 3 hours to watch an award show. The only good part about award shows is the musical performances. If there isn't a live performance, my chances of watching the televised event plummet. And even then, I might just wait till the performance airs on YouTube in the next couple days. Audiobooks and podcasts. I will say that they're overrated. Never been a fan. I've tried to get into podcasts so many times, and maybe I'm just not listening to the right ones, but it really doesn't hold my attention. I'd much rather be listening to music at any point in my life than listening to a podcast. And same thing goes for an audiobook. I don't need to be read to. I know how to read, and I like doing it on my own. I don't know what the appeal is about being read to via audiobooks. Is this like an early childhood thing manifesting for people? Like, I just don't get it. But good on you, all those podcasters. Secure the fucking bag, sis. Do you guys think podcasts are gonna have longevity? Do you think that somebody will make a podcast so good that it just becomes iconic and people listen and re-listen to it over and over and over again? I don't know. Podcasts can be educational and helpful, insightful, but for the most part, they're just kind of dumb. I'm very visual. If you literally like put a podcast in video form, I will watch it. Nothing has to be going on. I personally need the visual. We're gonna do one last thing. This was also suggested to me. We're gonna be talking about movie monsters, and this is gonna be a lightning round, okay? Vampires, overrated due to oversaturation in the marketplace. Werewolves, underrated. We need more werewolf content. I think it's a really fun concept, especially for horror comedies. Frankenstein, overrated. Like Mary Shelley, I don't understand. Not a good book, not a good movie. Let's move on. The Invisible Man, underrated, because if you really think about it, it's actually like really scary. It's like a ghost being in your house and you're paranoid about it, but it's actually a person that could actually hurt you. Creature from the Black Lagoon, underrated. We're talking special effects, we're talking a creature that lives in the swamp, and that is camp, and that is how I want to live my life. Jason from Friday the 13th, underrated. You know, he's just doing his best, you guys. He's really, truly just doing his best, and he's the most iconic killer that didn't even star in the first movie of the franchise. Freddy, also underrated because that guy is camp. Hello, we love him. Pennywise. I'm gonna say Pennywise is underrated because no matter how stupid you think it might be, he manifests your fear. He could be whatever he wants to be that will make you afraid, and that makes him probably the most terrifying entity there could be. Samara from The Ring. Honestly, she wasn't even that evil. Like, girl just needed a blowout and a fucking Xanax, okay? Michael Myers, overrated. Everybody likes to say that he's the best killer, but I don't see it. He's a little bit uninspired, honey. Chucky, underrated. We love Chucky. There's something just innately creepy about dolls. Annabelle, same thing, underrated. Very creepy. And also, the Child's Play movies are low-key hilarious. I implore you to go back and watch them. I just watched Bride of Chucky like a couple nights ago and got my whole life. That movie is camp, okay? Witches in general, I'm gonna say as depicted in film, overrated, because that's not what witchcraft is. Real life witches, underrated. We love you. Demons, also overrated. I feel like you could write anything off in a movie as like being a demon and like, ooh, whatever. And I also feel like demons have a specifically religious subcontext that I don't really vibe with. Aliens, underrated as a concept, but overrated as a visual, because how many alien movies are there? All right, think about it. How many alien movies have you seen? And how many of those aliens consist of primarily tentacles? Aliens with tentacles, overrated. Aliens as a horror concept, underrated, because there are so many things you could do. You could get so crazy with it. And I still don't think there's ever been a film or movie that like really utilizes the true terror of like what it could be. They get too bogged down in like the visuals instead of the feeling. Giant spiders, underrated. That shit would be so scary in real life and you can't even lie about it. Sirens, underrated. There needs to be a lot more content involving sirens. I think it's a very like sensual, spooky type thing. Like sirens could very well be the next vampire because it's horror, but it's also sexy, but it's not overplayed. yet. Ghosts. Ghosts are underrated. I know ghosts can be cliche, but it's because ghosts are a classic. Every single person on earth loves a good ghost story. We all love to be a little creeped out, and that is just how it is. Alright, well, I got through my list of topics, so that is about it for today, you guys. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, and as always, subscribe to my channel down below. It helps me out a lot. If you really like me and you want to follow me outside of YouTube, I am on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, all at Miko Zilla. Thank you to all my friends who suggested topics for today's video. It means a lot to me, and if you're a casual viewer that wants to suggest a topic for my next video, please leave me a comment below. Thank you again for watching today's video. I'm gonna go infiltrate Netflix's headquarters and make some serious changes around here. See you next time. Hi. Can I see my kitty? Do you love Daddy? Or do you hate Daddy for taking all your stuff? Ooh, whatever.